You all know that the sugar industry, Madam Senate President, is very close to my heart. My family has, I would say on my grandmother's side, I'd probably be a 6th-generation sugar farmer from Kabangkalan, Negros Occidental, represented by the Zaico Rubin clan. And my grandfather as well, when he married my grandmother in those early days of the 1930s, 40s, 50s, before we transferred to Mindanao, Madam President. To give an overview to our colleagues about the sugar situation, let me talk about first the sugar farmers' plight in our country. My dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, the sugar importation affects both local sugar farmers and workers across 400,000 hectares of sugar land in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Hindi lamang po Negros ito. This is not a problem. This industry does not only span in Negros Occidental. It spans all the way to Negros Occidental, Davao del Sur, Bukidnon, northern Luzon in the Cagayan area, together with central Luzon in the plains of Tarlac, Pampanga, Bulacan, even the outskirts of Bulacan going towards Tarlac, Your Honor, even parts of Nueva Ecija, as well as areas in Cebu, northern Cebu, and many other parts of the country. Batangas, Your Honors. We go to Nasugbu during our holidays. You see the sugar mills there, one in Nasugbu and the other one in the neighboring town of Balayan, Madam President. It's a total of about little less than 100,000 small and marginalized farmers. Yung malalaking na hasendero na nakikita nyo po minsan sa TV na ini-interview, yan, they only comprise of about 2% of the total number of sugar farmers in the country. The 98% are small, marginalized farmers, land reform beneficiaries. That goes true for Bukidnon. Madam President, we're in 95% of the farmers there are agrarian reform beneficiaries of only 1 to 2 hectares of land each. Not to mention the 800,000 laborers that are hired, Madam President. They come from Negros as far as Antique, where they get the tapasero. They call it tapasero, yung cane loader. Because in many cases like this ones, they do the tapas karga. Yung tapas karga, pagputol po ng sugar cane, sila mismo bubuhat din yan at itaangat sa taas ng truck, Madam President. That's about 800,000 laborers. Total of about 5 million people that are affected. Why? Kasama na po dyan yung sugar mill workers, those also rent out trucks, the truck drivers, when they drive it towards the mill, of course, the aid of the truck drivers, yung mekaniko, lahat po sila ay mga 5 milyon po ang apektado nitong industriyang ito. We did a study last Congress, Madam Chair, particularly on the issue of taxation. I made a very good presentation here during the sugar tax on the average monthly income of these farmers per hectare. Per hectare po, they only have about 20, pinakamataas na yung 30,000 per hectare. So kung isa po kayong agrarian reform beneficiary, Madam President, na meron lang pong 1 hektarya at nagtatanim po kayo ng tubo, lagay mo na sa high of 30,000, that is only 2,500 pesos income a month for these farmers. Roughly 82 pesos a day. Double whammy pa na yun, Madam Chair, na ang inputs ay napakamahal. Let us point out, fertilizer from 800 pesos 2 years ago is now 2,700 pesos today. Imagine that the rise in fertilizer cost. Diesel from 2 years ago was 27 pesos per liter. It is now 75 pesos per liter. Kaya yung tracking charge nila pag truck ng tubo papunta ng sugar mill ay mas mahal na rin po. Kaya talagang triple whammy ang ating mga sugar farmers all over the country. And here we are, and I would like to go to the meat of my presentation. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Excited po magpapasok ng panibagong importation ng asukal sa ating bansa. I'm here to address and give a personal and collective privilege on the fiasco behind Sugar Order number 4, which set an import quota for 300,000 metric tons of sugar in the country. Madam President, it was released without the authority of the President, who concurrently heads the Department of Agriculture. The chairman of the SRA is the President. It was immediately caught by Malacanang on the same day that it was uploaded on the SRA website and has since been deleted and also condemned by Malacanang. The unauthorized release of Sugar Order number 4 is absolutely reprehensible and must be investigated, including us here in the Senate. We should look into this, Your Honors. Nakatikim na po sila ang SRA ng TRO at writ of preliminary injunction mula sa mga korte natin regarding a previous importation order which came out in February. Madam President, nagpalabas sila ng earlier sugar order importation, SO number 3. Ito po ay nag-take in effect and nagpapasok ng sugar dito sa ating bansa last July lamang. And I have here the list. But before I read that, to put in proper perspective, Your Honors, the sugar industry, complained that they released Sugar Order number 3 in the middle, sa gitna po ng harvest season, na may sugar po sa mga bodega. Pero in-insist nila, ang sabi nila, wala na daw asukal. Nagagalit na daw yung Coke, yung Pepsi, lahat. Kaya, ang ginawa po nila, pinilit nila ang importation. There were two courts in Negros Occidental, RTC in Sagay City and RTC Regional Trial Court in Himamaylan City that issued a temporary restraining order until they can explain to the courts the necessity and the need to import sugar at this time of the milling season. Alam mong ginawa po ng SRA, na mga kaibigan natin sa SRA, ang ginawa nila, tinuloy pa rin nila ang importation. Why? I do not know. They came out with a ruling from the I think it was the presidential, I don't recall what agency, but they waited for an OGCC ruling that said that the TRO only was for Negros Occidental. But there are many intelligent lawyers here, Your Honor, to know the fact, and I've spoken to some lawyers that said when a court releases a temporary restraining order, according to the lawyer friends that I had spoken to, that should have been for the whole country. Because the question of the court was to explain the importation for the whole country. But they circumvented it, Madam President, and they still imported the sugar. Now, the question is, Madam President, saan na po yung asukal na ito na pinapasok po nila? Sa totoo lang po, I have here figures from the SRA, and I will put it out on the screen. These figures of the SRA, I got this as of August 12, dahil marami po rin tayong kaibigan na gustong tumulong na galing po sa Sugar Regulatory Administration. Tumulong sa investigasyon at tumulong sa ating mga magsasaka. Yung may puso para sa mga magsasaka. Hindi po puso sa mga pro-importation na officials na ito. Figures as of August 12, Your Honor, dahil dyan sa SO3, at akala ng tao walang asukal, hindi nila alam, may pumasok na pala na importation. 200,000 metric tons. As of July 31, 172,000 entered the Philippines. 172,000 metric tons of sugar. Metric tons yan, 1,000 metric tons. there is still 27,000 metric tons on the way to the Philippines because of sugar order number 3. In actuality, what was withdrawn, and ito na, papakita ko sa inyo dyan, what was only withdrawn out of that 172,000 is 45,680 metric tons. It's shown there. Meron pa pong 126,336 metric tons in bodegas, 40-foot containers all over Metro Manila and with the other traders. Hindi pa nila inilalabas. Bakit po nila hindi inilalabas itong asukal? Na are they creating an artificial shortage so that when the prices skyrocket, dyan nila ilalabas yan at kumita ng katakot-takot? Bakit nila hindi nilalabas ito? Ang masama nito, Madam President, kung gusto talaga, o masama nito, gusto pa nila magpapasok, mag-import pa. They want to continue importing when we still have stocks that they haven't even released to the end users. If the SRA truly wants equitable sugar prices for our industrial users and retail consumers, di sana ilabas na nila yung imported na asukal of over 127,000 metric tons na ipinasok nila sa earlier sugar order number 3, which had just come in last July. My question, my dear colleagues, bakit po nila gustong ilabas muli, magpapasok muli ng 300,000 metric tons of sugar na punong-puno pa ang mga bodega ng asukal? We had briefed Malacanang about this. Last Friday, I had the opportunity to go to Malacanang under the request of the Office of the President to attend the BTA oath-taking of the Bansa Transition Authority. On the sidelines, I had a short meeting with the President, and I thank the President. I profusely thank the President for fighting for the farmers. He prevented the release of SO number 4. He was furious about it, and sabi niya, sandali, let us get the figures straight. How much do we need to import? If we need to import, number 1. How much do we need to import? And how can we assure that it will go immediately to the people para maprotektahan natin ang presyo ng para sa ating mga consumers, maprotektahan ng consumers para hindi masyadong mataas ang presyo. And we also met on the sidelines with Yusek Panganiban together with ES Vic Rodriguez to discuss ways and steps on how to release this sugar from the bodegas para ma-stabilize natin ang artificial shortage na sinasabi ng SRA. My question, Madam President, is bakit naman po nila gustong magkaroon po additional importation of 300,000 metric tons? My dear colleagues, we were not born yesterday. I think most of us know that importation is a lucrative business. If I'm not mistaken, and I was told this, sinabihan po ako, kung malikot po ang isip ng mga importers na government agencies na namimigay po ng importation permits, may tongpats, or in common language, patong, na SOP na binibigay dyan. There was a few little birds who told me na as low as 50 pesos per bag to a high of 100 pesos per bag, Your Honors. Let me put it in proper context. 300,000 metric tons of sugar is 6 million bags. At 50 pesos, that is 300 million pesos. At 100 pesos, that is an income of 600 million pesos. Possible tongpats na matatanggap. Yan ang binalita sa akin ng isang insider na diyan daw ay nagaganap. Hindi ko sinasabi. May nakatanggap, hindi ko sinasabi. Kung meron man gumawa nitong scheme na to. But it is possible. Why are they pushing? The question begs to be answered. Why are they pushing for importation na meron pa po tayo, mga kapatid, meron pa po tayong asukal sa ating bansa, hindi nga ininalabas sa mga bodega. Bakit po na ini-insist po nila? Ako po'y saludo kay Secretary Yusek Sebastian. He immediately took responsibility for signing on behalf of the President, and he resigned immediately. I have with me also here, Madam President, the resignation letter of Attorney Rolly Beltran. And he says here, may I tender my resignation due to health reasons without prejudice on the investigation to be conducted in the connection of the issuance of Sugar Order Number 4. He is the member of the board representing the millers, Your Honor. But he says here, please note that I already left and said goodbye to SRA as early as July 1, 2022, upon the expiration of my tour of duty. Although the issuance of Circular Number 1, 2022, that I received on July 29, said that I'm in holdover capacity until a new board is, of course, appointed by the President. What about the other two members of the board, Madam President? Yusek Sebastian, I was told, is has quite a good reputation from the industry, from the sugar industry, from the agriculture industry. Madaming dumepensa sa kanya. Kaya, hangang-hanga po ako sa kanya that he took full responsibility and resigned immediately. Of course, pending the investigations. Ang tanong ko dyan, gagawin ba niya yan kung hindi siya sinabihan ng SRA board na mag-import? May magsusuhol dyan eh. May magsasabi sa kanya eh. May magsasabi sa kanya, Madam President, my dear colleagues, na hindi, kulang talaga. Let's import. Who is that? It's not from him because he's an undersecretary of the DA, taking charge of so many things. It's the SRA who will tell him that, Mr. Undersecretary, kailangan natin mag-import. Baka hindi nila sinabihan na nag-import na sila 2 months ago. Yan ang katanungan dyan. At bakit hindi po sila nagre-resign hanggang ngayon? Particularly, the head of the SRA. He's been embroiled by so many controversies. And yet, kapit tuko pa siya dyan sa pwestong yan. If we want an honest-to-goodness investigation of this illegal issuance of Sugar Order Number 4, all of those officers should resign immediately. Like what Yusek Sebastian has done and what Attorney Rolando Beltran has done. Dalawa pa sila. They're my friends. I know them very well. But out of delicadeza, bukang bibig, Madam President, ng newspaper, ng balita sa radyo, ng balita sa telebisyon, ang illegal order na ginawa nila, pero ayaw pa rin nila mag-resign. Ang kapal naman ng mukha nila. Wala ba silang hiya sa taong bayan? Di ba po? Presidente na mismo nagsabi, illegal yung order nyo. Ba't nyo nilabas yan? Heads will roll. We'll investigate you. Mag-resign na kayo. Para mabuksan na ang impartial investigation sa pangyayaring yan. Di ba? Why don't you want to leave? That is the question I would like to ask these gentlemen when hopefully the Blue Ribbon Committee under our distinguished colleague, the chairman, the very able chairman of the Blue Ribbon Committee, Senator Tol Tolentino, can call for a hearing on that matter. Because at the very least, there's usurpation of authority. At the very least, cases of violation of Graft and Corrupt Practices Act would be thrown at them for coming up with an order without the approval of the authorized secretary or head of agency. Di ba po, Madam President? So, naawa lang po ako sa ating mga magsasaka. Binanggit ko na nga kanina, Madam President, 2,500 a month lamang ang natatanggap nilang income galing sa kanilang marginalized farming of over 90,000 small farmers, 800,000 industry workers, many of them whom are Antiqueños, and from the island of Panay. If this industry will collapse, Your Honors, 5 million souls would be affected. And remember that these areas are in the height of the insurgency. Alam po ni Senator Bato yan. The Chicks area of Negros, many areas of Davao, Del Sur, Bukidnon in the hinterlands where they plant sugarcane. Pag mag-collapse yan, sigurado, tataas na naman ang insurgency. So let us help these poor farmers, Madam President. Let us help the President get to the bottom of this. Let us investigate and find ways to build a better, more responsive, more inclusive SRA. Hindi lang para sa sugar sector, kundi para sa bawat Pilipino na araw-araw gumagamit ng asukal. Madam President, you were with us in the campaign as member of the unit team together with Senator Jinggoy, Senator Sherwin, Senator Mark Villar. Hindi ba bukang bibig natin palagi? Buy Filipino farmers' products first. Buy Filipino first. Yan din bukang bibig ng Presidente. I'm so happy na hindi po itong pangako na napako. Na ginagawa na nilang lahat ng hakbang na hindi po panay importation lamang ang gagawin ng ating bansa. Kaya nagpapasalamat po ako sa Pangulo na hindi po niya tinuloy ang sugar importation number 4. He blocked it. And now, let's go to the bottom of it. Why was sugar importation number 4 illegally transpired? And what were the motives behind this? Dapat linawin nila na hanggang ngayon, may asukal pa sa mga bodega, nabubulok na lang, hindi nila inabas sa earlier importation na ginawa nila. Obviously, Madam President, they are not fighting for the farmers, or they're not fighting for the best interests of our Filipino farmers.